Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I gotta admit, at my age, my shimmy's kind of gone here. To be honest, I don't know that I ever had a shimmy. But if you want to get a shimmy out of your straight tail worms, you are gonna want to stick around, because today we are in the pool for Underwater Wednesday, and we are taking our straight tail worms and we're pairing them up with the Core Tackle Ozark Rig. And I tell you what, it's like a dance class in there. The shimmy is amazing. We're gonna show you all about this, give you the underwater footage, tell you how to rig them up. We'll show it to you. Stick around, guys. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. So we've got it. We've got the Ozark Rig from Core Tackle. I've done a lot of episodes with a lot of different baits, but putting a straight tail worm, it could be a Zoom floating worm or any kind of a straight tail worm on the Ozark Rig, gets you not only that spiraling action that the Ozark Rig does with pretty much any bait it has, but it also gives you a shimmy. And it's a shimmy that drives fish crazy as it's floating down. This Ozark Rig really, and I gotta tell you, there are times when it's unpredictable. You don't know whether your bait's gonna spiral to the left, spiral to the right. Sometimes it'll shimmy, sometimes it'll glide. But when you get that shimmy on that bait as it goes down, the bait is driven by the head, and the whole tail and everything works. Let's get you in the pool. Let's show you how this looks. And you are just gonna love this. You can see this, and we're gonna show you this bait. And like I said, there are times when this bait will do different things every time you hop it up. There are times when it'll glide, times when it'll spiral, times when it'll shimmy. But seeing that shimmy and seeing what that tail does as the head, it's not like a swimming tail worm where the swimming action is coming because of the cut of the tail. It's literally the tail is swimming and moving and shimmying because the head is shimmying. And when the head shimmies, the entire body of the bait starts to shimmy. And it's just such a much more realistic look as it's floating down or sinking down to the bottom. And then popping it up, you get that same kind of look. Now, this bigger bait that I'm showing you here, this is the 3/16 Ozark Rig on a 7-inch straight tail worm. And then a little bit later on in this video, I pared it down, and we had a 1/8 ounce Ozark Rig that we just pared down with a 5-inch straight tail worm. We'll show you that in just a second. Guys, if you like this kind of information, if you like this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button, send in your thumbs up and your comments. We appreciate that. We've got some slow motion footage that we're gonna show you as well, and you see that shimmy as you see that in slow motion. Here's that 5-inch bait with this is a 1/8 ounce Ozark Rig with the 5-inch bait. You can see there's a little bit less shimmy, or the shimmy doesn't happen all the time, but there's a lot of glide, and then you do get that shimmy every once in a while. It's just such a subtle presentation, such a great presentation. You know, yesterday I did a video about skipping docks, and just to me, as I'm doing today's video, I'm thinking, gosh, you pair those two together. Put a straight tail worm on an Ozark Rig, start flipping and skipping under docks like that. Use the information that we gave you about dock fishing yesterday, and this is just a great 1-2 punch when you do this. These baits on this type of a presentation is absolutely gonna catch fish when they're positioned under those docks or near cover of any kind like this. Let me just real quick show you the way that this is rigged up. And this one is rigged just perfectly. You see how it's on the Ozark rig itself has the eye right there, and then this bait is just rigged. The line comes out right here, holds it right up flush against the bait. Your hook is buried into the worm so that it's weedless, gives it that nice spiraling action, and it just sits perfectly like that. And then you get, as that bait flutters down, you get that back and forth shimmy that just looks phenomenal as it's fluttering down. Guys, I know we've talked about the Ozark rig in a lot of different applications and a lot of different circumstances. There's really no end to it, but I absolutely want you to pair up that Ozark rig with a straight tail worm. Give that a shot, especially under docks. We appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.